Hi, I'm Marvin Jackson, and welcome to the Sideline Report. As you know, Washington lost to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at FedEx Field last Sunday in the opening round of the playoffs. Here to give their insight on the Burgundy and Gold season are Donna, Hopkins, and Mykell, Ramos. And thanks for being here. And are you guys surprised at what happened on Sunday by the outcome of the game?
Yes and no. I thought they would show better than what they did on the field and everything. And everybody had talked about going in that Green Bay, was coming in on one leg and they had struggled and so forth, but they are a veteran team coming into the playoffs. And I thought after Washington got off to that fast start and everything that I was like, oh, wow, pretty impressive. But I was surprised at the game after that point, and it went downhill. So, yeah, but inexperienced team, they got there, but a lot of mistakes and some of the things that happened in the beginning of the season was happening in this particular playoff game.
What about you, Mykell?
I agree with Donna. I just think it was a lack of consistency. That's what I would have loved to watch. I mean, if you come out the first quarter swinging like they did, you got to keep that going, especially when, okay, you're predicted the favorites, but at the same time, Green Bay is still Goliath. They still have the bad man, if that's what you choose to call him, Aaron Rodgers over there. I mean, the whole sequence, the whole scene was created for Washington just to take it, but it ended up being a horror movie at the end of the game. It's almost you got a team like Green Bay. They don't have their deep threat in Jordy Nelson. They come in losing 6 of their last 10, losing in the NFC North the way they did, and losing their last 2. And then you have the Redskins that have just got hot at the right time. If you know anything about the playoffs, it's all about coming in at the right time. Their spirits are up, the city is invigorated, and all you needed was a win, and you couldn't capitalize.
The coaching might have made a difference too, right? Because McCarthy and his staff had been there before, and Gruden and his staff hadn't.
No, and not only that, D. Hall said that you cannot afford to make mistakes the way they did as far as 12 men on the field back-to-back and some of the other mistakes that they made. And you had an experienced coaching staff on the other end. But you think about Aaron Rodgers, and this is what Aaron Rodgers did. The speed of the game got faster for them. They went to the no-huddle offense. And then if you notice Aaron Rodgers in past games and everything, he watches the bench. He watches what people are doing, and then he kept looking. He kept looking, and somebody said that he became. I think Chris Baker said that he became the offensive coordinator, and he started calling his own plays. But if you notice, he would look over to the Redskins bench, and they did not have time to get their players in defensively before he was snapping the ball and everything. That's a smart quarterback. And the coaching staff also did the same thing, because I thought defensively that the Redskins would blitz a lot more because they could not get pressure. And the key was, if you get no pressure on Aaron Rodgers, you are going to have a long day, and that's what happened. And I thought that they should have blitzed some more, because the running game, they gave up a lot of yardage on the runs again, something that they had did in previous games, and some of the same mistakes kind of like showed up in that playoff game.
All right.
To piggyback off Donna, the first 4 sequences, 4 plays, they had them pinned back. They pinned it back 4 times at within the 10 and 13 yard line. And it was like that safety. It was like, okay, you can play some defense against Green Bay. And then all of a sudden, it's like when you're playing basketball and a shooter starts shooting the ball. Once they start shooting the ball and a couple things start going in, the rim's wide open at that point. And once Aaron Rodgers and once the Green Bay Packers got into a rhythm, it was nothing holding them back.
Lights out, right?
Oh, and it was lights out George Foreman. And I found it kind of, if I was a Washington Redskin, I would have found it kind of sort of disrespectful to a degree, because everybody's been looking for Green Bay. Oh my God, I can't believe Green Bay's playing like this. Aaron Rodgers this, Aaron Rodgers that. So now all of a sudden, the Redskins woke Green Bay up. I found that comment to be a little bit absurd, but hey, they did what they had to do.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. Stay with us.